Hello, Infusionsoft by Keep community. My name is Jillian Kendrick. I own Informed Marketing Solutions, and I provide Infusionsoft consulting and implementation solutions to small business owners. I want to show you an issue that I'm having within my own app in hopes that you will be able to recognize what's going on, and maybe if you're having the same issue, this will help you resolve it. So I noticed within the last couple of months, actually, but I've been too busy to take care of it, I've known that I've been getting just kind of random spam submissions into my app that looked like this. The same first and last name with what appears to be a legit email address. I mean, for all intents and purposes, this could be someone's real email address. I don't know. I don't, it doesn't look like anything, it doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary. It doesn't have like a .co.ru or a dot, it doesn't have anything weird about it. It's just some letters at MSN. It could be a fake email address. It could be anything. But the dead giveaway for me was this first name and last name kind of pushed together and being the exact same thing. And there were hundreds of these, you guys. There were quite a lot of them. But the dead giveaway was this, was the first name and then some kind of an extra little thing, and it being the same for the first and for the last name. That was the dead giveaway to me. So I looked into it and called Infusionsoft by Keep support and said, hey, what's going on? When I click on one of these contact records, there is no indication of how this person got into my app. Their email address is not confirmed. They have no tags really whatsoever. Well, maybe this one does, but the last several that I looked at did not have any tags. There was no lead source. They were not in a campaign at all. This one might be again because they have tags. Yeah. But there was absolutely no indication anywhere of any kind that these people or that these contact records were legitimate submissions into my Infusionsoft by Keep application. And that was a huge red flag to me. Not only the name was weird and spammy, but there was no data. There was nothing that explained what did they fill out, what campaign are they in, who are they, nothing. So I started to look into where could they be coming from. This one is pretty clear where it's coming from, and I'm going to take care of that. But the other ones that had no data, no tags, no campaigns, no nothing, it was really, really puzzling to me. And honestly, there were about 200 of these in the last few months that got submitted into my app, and I couldn't figure out where they were coming from. And then I realized, okay, if they are coming from some kind of a form submission, there would be an indication that they came from a form submission, right? Like I would be able to click on the status history, and when I did that, not specifically to this person, but there were no notes, or it would say Jillian Kendrick website sign up form, which I personally would never write. Like, my website is not Jillian Kendrick. I own the website, but that's not the name of the website. I would actually put in my notes, in my API key notes, I would put the actual name of the form or the thing that they were opting in for, or the name of the lead magnet, or something else that gave me a clear indication of what it was. This is really vague. This is very, very vague. And it's happening at 2:30 in the morning. Like, that's a huge giveaway that this is spam and that it's processed through the API. I know that on my website, I use the Infusionsoft opt-in plugin on my WordPress website. So there's really no way, unless that plugin uses the API and I'm just not aware of it. I know that I use that plugin and I don't necessarily use like a direct API call or anything like that. So that was another giveaway that this is spam. And it's definitely possible that some spammer got a hold of my API key or my API phrase somehow and created a bunch of API keys or HTTP posts or something that pushed a ton of spammy people into my app without actually having to do it through my website. It's definitely possible. And I'm thinking that that's what that is. I'm thinking that's how that came about. So what I did to remedy that, and this is what you can do for yourself as well, is I went into my app and I went into settings, and then I went down here to application, down here underneath API, down here at the very, very bottom in the middle, you can set your API key and your passphrase if you haven't done so already. And if you have done so and you're getting these submissions, simply by virtue of changing the passphrase, you will get a new API key that gets generated to you, thereby breaking the old API key and making whatever these spam people are doing basically no good. So if they don't have the phrase, if they don't have the API key to push data into your app, they're not going to be able to do that. So what I did was I went down here, I added a new key phrase, I saved it, and then that generated a new API key for me and for my Infusionsoft by Keep application. And I actually haven't gotten one of these spam submissions since, which is awesome. Now, the side effect of doing it this way is that it breaks everything. Anywhere that you have an API key inside of a third-party integration like Memberium or Zapier, or I don't remember offhand if Plus This uses the API key. It might, but several dozen other third-party applications that work with Infusionsoft by Keep are going to request the API key. It's just how the systems talk back and forth to each other. It's the conduit between Infusionsoft and Zapier or Memberium or some other third-party application. So when you break that connection and you reset a new API key, it's essentially going to break all of those other connections. But if you don't have too many of them, it's like I don't have very many of them. I am the cobbler's child who has no shoes, and I don't do a lot with my own stuff because I do a lot for other clients, and that occupies a lot of my time, thankfully. So I don't do a lot for myself, and that was kind of another indication that these were spam submissions, is that I'm not marketing myself right now. I'm not promoting my business in various ways, and so to be getting more contacts and leads into my app was just something that I wasn't expecting. So that was another indication that this was not kosher, not what it was supposed to be doing. So you can change the API key, and then you can, when you regenerate it, grab it and paste it back into Memberium, Zapier, Plus This, Fix Your Funnel. Again, I don't remember offhand which one of these uses API key phrases, but you're going to have to use it for quite a few things. And then you get an opportunity to pick and choose which third party do I trust. And maybe you want to do them if you have the ability to, depending on what you owe customers and clients, and depending on the capabilities that you have and the leeway that you have within your business, you might want to add them back one at a time. So let's add Memberium. Let's give it a few days. Okay, we don't see any spam submissions for a few days. Cool, that one's good. Then let's move on to the next one. Give it a day or two. No spam submissions. Okay, move on to the next one. Just so we have an opportunity to make sure that the things are where they need to be, and that we're not triggering, if the people who are doing these spam submissions have access to something that they're not supposed to have access to, if you go back and paste that API key into everything all at once, that would be convenient for your business, probably, yes, but you won't know which one of those things is the problem. You won't know which one of those things is the thing that the spam people have access to. So do them one at a time, and give it a day or so, and then when that works and you're good, then add another one and add another one and add another one, and that way, if it happens to be one of the third-party plugins and then you're getting spam submissions, you can go, research that more in depth. But if you add them all back at one time, you're not going to be able to know or pinpoint exactly which one of those third-party applications was the issue. So that's my advice. That's what's been happening to me. It's just one of those things with doing business online. I hope that this was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Our website is informmarketingsolutions.com. I hope you'll come check us out. And if there's anything that I can help with, please let me know. Have a great day.